Hi everyone, so today I'd like to show you how to link up your Stripe account to WooCommerce. So I'm starting from the dashboard of WordPress here. Now the first thing I'm going to say is make sure everything's up to date. So if you can see any numbers here, then click on update and then simply tick the tick box to update them all and do it. If you can back up the website first, I highly recommend this. If you don't have backup software, then install something like Updraft Plus, which is free, and you can synchronize that to a Dropbox or Google Drive account. But it's always better to back up your site first. And the reason I'm specifically saying this today is because WooCommerce often has really big updates, and if you update WooCommerce and the database updates and something goes wrong, then you could technically lose all of your sales data. So it's really important, especially if you have a box like around here that says WooCommerce needs to update the database. Make sure you do that first as well, because WooCommerce within the last few months has done a really big upgrade. It's got loads of new things in there that you can, well, the dashboard is totally different. So I recommend having the most up-to-date version always. So I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping first. So this is the new dashboard, by the way. If you haven't seen this already, then it is actually really useful. It's a little bit slow, unfortunately, every time I load this. Also, this demonstration is done on a demo website. I've literally just installed WooCommerce for this, so there's no real data that I can show you. Here you go. If you see this, then do it. Okay, so what you need to do is you go to settings of WooCommerce, and then if you haven't already got this filled out, then do just fill it out. It's quite important. Make sure you've got this ticked on pounds and not USD, but also just make sure you've got your address in there, and fill this out as you need to. I'm assuming you already have, but if you haven't, then what you need to do is go to the payments tab. And by default, you will have these options. It's up to you if you want to enable any of them. If you do, you just need to set up the options here. But we're here to talk about WooCommerce, which obviously isn't here. So what we need to do is we go to plugins, add new. And then we're just going to add the Stripe plugin. It's going to be Stripe for WooCommerce. WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway. That's the one. Yeah, ignore this one below. Use the one that's got 700,000 installations, if you can see too. And then just make sure you activate it. And you'll also see that this has been updated as well and should be compatible with your version of WordPress. Okay, here we go. I'm going to ignore all these. If you do get prompted to empty the cache, it's completely up to you. It just means that, you know, it needs to sort of reset in the background because you've added a new plugin. So we'll go back to WooCommerce settings, and then we'll go back to payment, and we'll be able to see there now the option to use Stripe. So you've got a few now. So the one you're going to use is just this normal Stripe credit card. So toggle that on. You can have a look through these. I've never used them. I think they're generally used. They're good for certain countries, like specific countries, but I think for English in general you'll just use this one. You'll probably recognize the names of the other ones if they're for you, and then click setup. So enable, you can leave this how it is. When you're starting off, enable test mode, and then this is where we need to put in the test keys. So if you haven't already got a Stripe account, you just go to dashboard, you can go to dashboard.stripe.com/register, or if you just go to stripe.com. I'm logged in now, so I can't do it, but there'll just be an option to create a new account, so you can just do that. So when you're logged in, you'll see your dashboard looks something like this. What you need to do is you go down to developers here on the left, and then API keys. And then what we need to do is we need to have the test data first. So you see this, I just ticked viewing test data. So that's the publishable key. So I'll just copy that paste it there, and then copy that, paste it there, and then test webhook secret. You can see here where it says you must add the following, this state sentence. You highlight this here because this is the endpoint it's going to ask you for. So you copy this and then go back to Stripe and then head over to webhooks here on the left, and then we create a new endpoint. Paste that in there, and then you can leave this, and then here if you just click receive all events and then add endpoint, and there you go. So it's giving me a warning there. You can just ignore that. Signing secret here, click to reveal, and there it is. So copy that and then click that, and that is literally it set up there. So inline credit card form, I would say yes, because it means they've got less clicks, less pages. Statement descriptor, just put your business name so they, when it shows on their statement, they can see who it's from. Capture charge immediately, yes, do that, because otherwise it just means it verifies that it can take the payment immediately. I untick this because I don't use Apple Pay. It takes a lot more setting up. You'd have to verify it with Apple. It gets quite confusing there. And then that is literally it. So that's a setup on the test, because you always want to do a test first. What I'm going to need to do is actually create a new product to test it out. Visit our store. So you can see this website literally has nothing in it at all. I created caseymarketingcreations.site so that I could build websites and host them here while they were in websites. So yeah, you can see that. So products. Oh, okay, we have a product. That's great. The theme obviously came with some products. So it's a lot for a flower bed in my opinion, but let's just add that to cart, view cart, proceed to checkout, and then what it does, it tells you, it gives you a credit card number that you can use to test it. So test blah blah blah. Let's just quickly Northampton. Okay, and then look, it's given you here a card number you can use. You can do that, and you can put any future date. So I'll just do 12/20 December. Oops. Oh, that's fine. And then 011. So this is all fake, and all it does is it just ensures that it's sending and receiving the right messages from billing street addresses are required. Okay, 123 Test Road. Yeah, it just checks that you've set up your messages correctly. So when this goes through, you know, that it's going to Stripe, and Stripe pings back and says that it's been paid, so that you can mark it as complete. You know, it's just to check that it works, basically. Yep, it's gone through. That's absolutely brilliant. So if we look on the, let's refresh this. There we go. And then you can see webhook attempts. Everything has succeeded. They've charged my fake card. Everything there looks really good. So then what I'll then do is I'll go back to API keys. Go back to your WooCommerce settings, and then I would remove test mode. And then back in your dashboard, so you untick this, and then you put the real one in. So I'm not going to do this because I need to keep this one hidden because it's my real account. But you just put that token in, and that one, and then the webhook, you would do exactly the same again as before. So I'll show you again. Copy this, add endpoint. Endpoint URL, receive all events, add endpoint, and there that is live there. So then what I recommend you do is once you've put in that new webhook secret, sorry, which is here. And then the other keys, and you saved it. I would then go and do a real test transaction. So, and the only way you can really do that is by having an actual payment go through. So you could set yourself up a super cheap product if you wanted for like £1 or something, and run it and then refund it to yourself. See, if we go to orders here, I'll show you how to do that as well. So you've got your order that went through, and you can refund it directly from WooCommerce. You don't need to go to Stripe. You would literally go to refund here, you type in the amount, so test, and then you can refund via Stripe. If you wanted to do it manually, you can. So if you wanted to, e.g. refund on PayPal or your own bank account, instead of doing it the way it came, then you can do it this way, but otherwise you just click this here. Yeah, that'd be great if this actually worked and I got £5,000 on my card. But yeah, that's all you need to do, and then the user will get an email to say it's been refunded as well. So hopefully that covers that. Also, just in case you haven't already had this set up, you can decide what emails go out and when in this tab here. So automatically you'll get order processed, order completed, order cancelled, all of these, and all you do is you just click manage, and then you can decide who gets sent what notifications. So if you're doing it for a client, you could put both yours and theirs in there, for example. And then you can also customize what the emails look like. So put your brand colors in here. You can put header image. Yes. So you can paste here the URL to your logo as well, and then that logo will show at the top of the email. So hopefully that has helped. Do let me know if you have any questions at all, or if you have any problems along the way. Good luck.